Welcome to the Feminine Empress Activation Temple, dear sister. I am your temple guide, Jonita Dsouza. For these 5 days, we are gathering in this online space to understand and birth our feminine empress archetype, invoking our highest essence so that we can thrive as a woman in this 21st century like never before. And my dear sister, I've got you. You are joined by temple teachers from a diverse background, each giving you an experience of their very own sacred medicine through their presence and activation. So let's dive in. Inside today's Feminine Empress Activation Temple, we are diving into the lover essence qualities, and it is my absolute pleasure to introduce you to Aletheia Sophia. And it's been a pleasure because from the very first summit that I have done, she has always been available to share her medicine, and she keeps coming back, and I cannot have more of her. And it's such an interesting conversation we always get to co-create. I'm so excited to have her here, and I want to read a little bit about her before we go into today's conversation. Aletheia is a writer, a mythologist. She is a somatic movement minister, whisperer of sacred wisdom, and she has plenty of highly acclaimed books, courses, transmissions, workshops focused on the development of mythic imagination and on the relevance of myths, fairy tales and folk traditions to the personal, cultural and environmental problems we face today. I love her way of how she brings these myths into very tangible, real-time experience, and she does it through movements, and she also leads workshops, trainings in sacred body awakening throughout Europe and North America. I had a chance to experience her work as well, which was transformational for me personally. And to this date, it is really vibrating in my cellular memory. And I am so looking forward to discuss more on that. There is so much to say about Aletheia. She is also a designer. She has her own clothing range, Sophia temple oils. Aletheia is also an ordained minister, and she conducts baptism, marriage, ordination, end of life, other rites of passages. And she right now lives in France with her husband, and they together run an B&B, which is at the base of Montségur, where she also does some amazing, powerful trainings, workshops, and transformational experiences. So I'm gonna link all of her work. I can all talk about her. I can keep talking about her work and her impact that she has been creating. But today I want to focus personally on her journey. So welcome, Aletheia.
Oh, thank you so much, my lovely. Thank you for all that enthusiasm. But also to say I live with my mum, so I live with PT and mum. Mum is also here.
Oh,
and
okay.
That brings a really important piece, actually, to the people who come and stay. Because, if they're having a little bit of a moment, they know that they can just go round to mum's house, have a cup of tea and a slice of cake.
Okay, that's so amazing. This is so amazing to have your mother around, and also experience that dynamics between us and them. I've had the experience of being in India and spending a lot of time after a very long time, and I must say a lot of wounds can come up, or a lot of triggers can come up, but then there is this also beautiful bonding that we get to experience together. Amazing. Look at that beautiful being behind you.
Absolutely.
Stealing the show.
Friend, that's Tilly there.
Last time we had the conversation, you had your chickens in the background. I guess Victoria or something. So I love this. I love this. So let us dive in. I want to talk about the body, the sensuality, the sexuality, and the wisdom behind it. You've been doing this work for so long, and I would love to know from you, what has been your experience of witnessing this body of work throughout times?
Oh gosh, well, it's never ending. It's I'm now exploring liminal space in the body, and mostly us humans, we don't like that feeling too much. It's the in between. A very classic liminal space would be an airport, or a train station, or an alleyway at night, or a bridge. We're not so fond of being in liminal space, but it is the place of immense transformation. So that's the latest development with all of the movement studies that I'm making. Learning to trust, like really relax the nervous system down into the in-between, to know how to work with the mind to soften its endless grasping for the answer. What's the answer? What does this mean?
Yeah.
So it's like there's two tradings going on here. There's the body and its nervous system, and the mind and its agitation for wanting the answer, to know what to do next.
How do you hold yourself and in your body through this, anxiousness, this restlessness that we can experience in this liminal space, because we are so conditioned to, figuring out what's going on?
Yeah. What works for me is hands-on. If I'm just sat there, it's a really big struggle. If I actually bring my hand to where I sense that trouble to be, heart, throat, maybe back of the sacrum, or maybe it's forehead. When I feel that other coming in, the body starts to relax.
Yeah.
And then you can bring in a little bit of rocking, a little bit of tapping, some soothing, and you're off. And of course, with some fabulous music in the background. So I would say touch, music, breath, and rhythmic movement are the keys that calm that grasping nature. It calms it down.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And oftentimes when we are in this space of void where things feel a bit hopeless, what I have noticed is that there comes a bit of resistance, like for me to even move my body. What would you say to that? Because I think we are really good in, I notice I'm really good in making excuses to not be in the practice in the name of self-care. So, I can manipulate my own emotions very well.
Yes, very clever, very white, very observant. If I'm saying to myself in my lovely, warm, cozy bed, come on, let's get up for yoga, I'll go, no. But if I say, come on, let's just sit on the mat, play some music, and see what happens. Different response. Because now I'm not being told I have to do something. There's no expectation. And really, in all sincerity, and that's what body's listening for, in all sincerity, there is no expectation. You don't have to do anything. But if you could just manage to get from bed to mat, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
And I'll even make you a cup of tea along the way. It's like you're talking to a person.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And even that...
It takes out the element of expectation, right?
Yeah.
That's in itself is a relief.
Yeah. I always find that body is really okay with doing a little bit of rotation. If you just sit cross-legged on the floor, it's such a natural thing to do. It's not like, there's no effort at all. And usually from that point, you're on your way. The arms will start doing something and you're on your way. And that's all that matters. It doesn't matter that you do an hour's worth of body work. the fact that you're moving, you are victorious. You've gone from that stasis, I'm not going to do this, to I am doing this. And time, as you know, does not matter. The fact that movement has come to a place where there was previously no movement is massive breakthrough. And so you can immediately start praising, you know, again, hand on, tapping, well done. Really, really well done. Oh, you know, I was going to say, you good old girl. What's that? That's just ridiculous. But, you know, should that be what comes? That's what comes.
Yeah.
There's no rules in any of this. It's so amazing what rubbing, tapping, and rocking can do. Yeah.
A lot of a lot of women also have a very distorted relationship with the body, in a way that we don't want to connect. There is resistance to connect. We dislike what we have. So how do we change that, or where do we even begin to, you know, find that body love connection?
I feel what you've said is absolutely A1, 100% true. But if we go a little deeper, we'll probably find that that splits off into two. That there is, in fact, a confident part, and there's a shy part. There's the part that might say, you know what, got a nice face. And then there's another part that goes, oh, but I got a floppy belly. Guess who we're talking about? So what you do is this. You get the confident one to go first. So she'll start to bring in some movement. She'll start to come alive and go, yes, I do have good hips. I do have strong legs. So off she goes. She's doing great. And like a dance partner, she'll have her dance, but then she'll turn and look at the shy one. And she'll see this person inside of herself, inner imagination. She'll see the relationship. She'll see the strange, awkward touching. She'll see how it makes her feel in relationship. And she'll say, come, please, would you consider dancing? For me, it's just me in the room. I am the confident one. You are the shy one. You are the shameful one. You are the awkward one. Would you consider dancing for me? And she might go, no. But something might happen anyway. And she'll start moving in her shy, awkward self. And the confident one is like bedazzled and in love and like, wow, you've done it. And then the third dance would be the coming together. So the confident one could be like a tango partner and say, hey, look, I'm going to lead the way. You lock onto me and we'll just go on a big journey together. But then you have to remember, halfway through that dance, you have to shift. You have to let the shy one start leading now, because she's got some good medicine. She will notice the subtle nuances, the delicate shifts of perception. She will know immediately when that touch is not authentic anymore and awkward again. So now she will reveal what she is, highly attuned to the external and internal worlds. And that is amazing. And you come away from that going, well, that was authentic. I feel different. I have a completely different perception of myself now. Or wholesome.
Yeah. So do you, I know you work a lot with the archetypal energy. Do you think it is easier to utilize that on a regular basis? We have such busy lifestyles and we play such different roles, and then there is all these archetypes that are available. Does it make it easier for one to begin to start the exploration?
Yes, I believe it makes it easier because it's so instantly recognizable. You know, we can tell a myth, we can tell a story of a hero and a heroine, and absolutely everyone, all ages, all cultures, both genders, and all genders will go, oh yeah, recognize that. So you can begin there. It's universal, it's worldwide. And of course, archetypes, even the mention of them starts to bring their energy towards you.
Yeah.
And so you'll feel, whoa, I'm invigorated by something. Some presence has just stepped into me from behind.
Yeah.
I'm ready. So they are so helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel that they too are very interested in evolving.
Mm.
And so we get this lovely sense of we're all in this together.
Mm.
We might view an archetype as like a god, goddess with a little g. But we're all in this together, shoulder to shoulder, eye to eye. So as we evolve, they evolve. As they evolve, we evolve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, we could let an archetype in and just give it a complete spin at the end. That's not part of their myth.
Yeah. It's not their story.
And they'll be like, whoa, what's happening? Yeah.
Yeah. So I know that you do this work called Sacred Body Awakening. What is it, and what does it?
Oh, blimey.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It started
It's hard
off,
to put words to it.
let's just say it is done in threes. That is important. It's not twos. No one is healing anyone. We are all healing and making whole all together at the same time.
Mm.
So that hierarchy piece has gone. It involves absolutely sincere prayer for someone else.
Mm.
It involves very clean, very appropriate, very safe, and very strong touch upon the body.
Mm.
It involves rocking, holding, caressing, igniting, initiating, soothing, calming, awakening, expanding, protecting. It's everything you can possibly do with a pair of hands.
Yeah.
It began 15, I don't know, let's say 10 years ago, as a sensual Shakti awakening. And that was just right for that moment. And then, of course, COVID came and social lockdown came and do not touch and do not breathe came. So now we needed a different application.
Mm.
We needed to feel that safety with another once again. And also not confronting, dealing with the mental, what's the word? Imbalance, the mental stress and strain of such a bizarre thing happening to us in our lifetime, which I also feel gave access to greater traumas. So the lockdown probably led us to other places that only the lockdown could reveal. Yeah. So now we're ready. We're ready to address those things. Even if we don't want to, the body and mind is ready. So now it's taking on a more somatic, liminal, lucid, deep, restful, and restorative and profoundly opening practice. So, for instance, usually at the moment, it's women mostly that's interested in this. The other month in the Czech Republic, I like to bring in family constellations as well. I said, right, ladies, is there any of us in this room who feel that they can authentically hold the male energy? They know they've got some really solid masculine energy. A third of the women went, yes. I went, thank you. You are our men. Ladies, is there anyone in this room who feel that they have access to their authentic childlike nature? And it's actually a bit of a struggle to be an adult. Another third, myself included, went, yes. I went, ladies, you are our children. So the men went off into another part of the retreat center to really get into their masculine.
Mm-hmm.
The mothers remained in the room, and the kids went off to another part of the retreat center to get into their childlike nature. They came back as mother, father, child. Now, you've done the Sacred Body Awakening, so you know it's on the edge.
Yes.
But these Czech women were supreme in their words, in their face, in their touch. I could see the most gracious earthly mother I'd ever seen. And I could see the most impeccable, protective dad I've ever seen. And I saw the adult becoming absolutely a little boy or a little girl. I cannot tell you what I imagine the depths in which that healing went. Let's just say it took a long time for that child to leave the constellation. You know that feeling like you've got to go to school for the first day?
Yeah.
It was happening for real, because with the power of family constellations, it's real. The father, I could overhear some of them that were close to me. The words of the father, I was almost fainting from love. The authenticity, the ability to be a father when you're in a woman's body, and to say the things you just know, you inherently know. This is what a little boy needs to hear. This is what a little girl needs to hear. And they were cleaning up whatever lack that person had.
Wow.
So now I know it can go in that direction too.
It's such a great receiving practice as well. For me, it was a beautiful receiving practice. Like, how can I allow, this unconditional giving by the others around, and it was very healing. Just to be and receive without any need to exchange anything.
Yes. I hear from mystics who study the woman's body that every single woman has an inherent longing to give of herself completely to something else. That is what satisfies a woman, to give everything. I agree.
Yeah, I can relate.
Sacred body kind of gives you a little permission, it opens the door to that. To just start giving your whole self. And after a while, when you realize there is love and trust in this room, there is love and trust in this circle, I am amongst friends. Then the woman's body and psyche it's designed to be this way. The feminine energy whooshes into her.
Yeah, so exciting. Yeah. There is so much we can talk about this and the juiciness of this. As you're saying, I'm really having a chills in my body. It's the power of this work that we get to explore when we do somatic work. It's amazing. I know you have an activation for us to experience something in our body. Please lead us through.
All righty. Okay, dearest friends. This will only take a few moments. Oops. So, my dear friends, this left hand is the hand of the feminine. It's the hand of the mother. It's the hand of the girl. It's the hand of the goddess. And this male hand is the hand of the husband, the son, the father. Usually I say the right hand is here to offer support. Physical, psychic, emotional, psychological protection. Straight thinking, straight talking, straight acting. So as you imagine this energy flowing into the right hand, where do you need to feel it on your body? And just let your right hand go there. See if your fingertips can hold perfectly the actual contours of your body. And then when you imagine the feminine hand, grace, comfort, blessings, joy, spontaneity, beauty, compassion. Where do you need to feel that hand upon your body? You can't see, but mine's going to the solar plexus. And again, I'm gonna cup that solar plexus, making sure I've got all the contours. I'm mapping the shape, the landscape of my body perfectly. I don't know if you can see, but my right thumb has begun to instinctively start stroking. I'm also rocking back and forth. So I have been extremely blessed to have parents that I often imagine this is their hands. It feels okay, not feels okay, it feels marvelous, especially with dad who's passed over. So I imagine it is my dad's hand over my heart, and that doesn't give me any icky feelings, and I know for a lot of us that could. So don't use anyone who gives you that impression. Maybe it's someone you don't know, it's just someone you've dreamed up to be that sincere, authentic, present, loving, clean friend, parent, brother, sister, lover. And then, of course, easy, long, deep breathing. And I believe that when you feel those presences upon you, protection, you can do this. You were born for this, and I am with you. Combined with grace is all around you. You are endlessly comforted. May charity, hospitality flow through you. It's safe to be open, and I am with you. Because I really believe that all healing work is geared up to help us feel those two essential presences on the inside. We have to have access to a very virtuous, palpable, clean masculine energy. We have to have access to the grace, to the forgiveness, to the gentleness of the feminine. And to me, that's like the first step. If we can sense, oh my God, I've got access to these two, then we can build from there. So that is my sacred practice. And you can even dance like this. You can get on your feet and just have this complete, full roomed dance. Of just knowing they are with you, whether it's the God and the Goddess, the Great Mother and the Great Father. They are with you. King and a Queen, they are with you. Emperor and Empress, they are with you.
This feels delicious. And held. Wow.
Yeah. Because we are being birthed at the moment. And you could say, you know, that these two presences, the Great Father and the Great Mother, are birthing us into a new, evolved human being. So it's these two presences that are making everything happen. So we're actually tuning into that which is birthing us. And if we can feel safe in that, then the whole thing will be, I believe, more gracious, less anxious.
Yeah. And we get to then understand these dynamics within and how we project that as well into the world.
Yes.
Thank you so much for this practice. It is delicious and it's so simple. And as you said, all it takes is just turn on the music and see where you're led to use our...
That's right.
Yeah.
It's like family constellations in you.
Yes. Yeah.
You can see it all.
Yeah. So I know you have a free gift for us, and
yes,
it is called the Ecstasy of Mary Magdalene. Tell me
wonderful
about it.
Oh my gosh. Well, I believe that Mary Magdalene's mystical legacy of Christ consciousness is the radical idea that Christ consciousness, or rather the arrival of Christ consciousness, is very ecstatic. And what she's trying to say is this ecstatic union that you saw me have with him is not meant for just me. Christ consciousness is inviting us all to have this sacred union, this erios gamos, this sacred marriage with this presence. Because if you look at many of the saints, female saints, they went on this ecstatic path themselves. They didn't mean to. It just kind of turned out that way. The more they prayed, the more they imagined and envisioned Christ, various forms of ecstasy powered through their body. Some of it mystical ecstasy, some of it mother ecstasy, some of it bridal ecstasy. So it's an ecstatic presence. So I'm telling this story ramped up in this presence to hopefully get you all to catch fire with the truth of it.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like a story. There's a lot of information in there too, mystical information, Gnostic information. for you to go, whoa, how come I missed this?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
exciting, so exciting. I cannot wait to try it out myself, have an experience of this myself. The link will be below this video. And before we close, I would love you to shed some light on your vision of what is this Empress all about as we step into 2023. What is she inviting us into?
I feel 2023, I feel the worst has passed, because the worst is the delays of accepting that change is inevitable. I think 2022 beat us into submission.
Yeah.
Change is here. And by the time December rolls in, all of us has gone, yeah, I can see that now. So 2023 comes with more grace and acceptance and resilience in the body mind to become that which we must become to proceed along this path with more awareness, more attentiveness, and more surrender to this evolution that's coming. I think last year we tried to fight it and deny that it was happening. Now we're in the flow. Yeah, it's happening. And also this calmness with not knowing.
The liminal.
The liminal. Yeah, well, that's it. 2023 is the liminal space. We've let go. And we're now flowing. And I believe if we hang out, like me and you at the moment, we're laughing at not knowing. It's hilarious. The more we hang out with folk who have let go, but you can see, wow, they've let go, but they're vitally present.
Yes.
And palpably here. And we let go together. Yeah. And when that happens, something else is now free to move in.
Yeah, and it is exciting times in space. Thank you so much for bringing all this inspiration for any heaviness or confusion or void that we might be feeling at this time of the year as we begin the year. There's a lot of like, what's going to happen energy, right? Like, or what am I supposed to do kind of energy as well, or do especially. So thank you for bringing your inspiration into it, and thank you for also in a way giving, announcing that we have the permission to be in this space.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm so grateful for your presence as always, and also so grateful for your magic and all the energy that you have been sharing throughout times and today. Thank you so much, Aletheia.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.